Hey there, welcome to a brand new episode of Muzikxpress. My name is Twan and in this week's vlog you will see the first of 4 interviews which I did with Nic Vegter. In this week's vlog he will share the story behind the classified project track Ressurection. But before we start with the interview, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and very important, also make sure to click the bell button because then you will get a notification the next time a new vlog is online. And if you enjoy my interviews and you want to support Muzikxpress, you can do that via one of the links in the video description. Every donation is very much appreciated. Alright, here it is, the story behind Ressurection by Classified Project, my interview with Nic Vegter. Enjoy! Nic Vegter is a Dutch producer who started making music in the early 90s. He released tracks in all kinds of genres, from Eurodance to progressive house and from happy hardcore to R&B. But he's mostly known for his trance releases. During the years he released music under names such as Solid Globe, Nickelson, Malgosia, Cyclone, The Infernal Machine, Classified Project and under his own name, Nic Vegter. These days Nic is mostly active as video editor for one of the most popular TV shows in the Netherlands, Wie Is De Mol. For this week's vlog I sat down with Nic to ask him about the story behind the classified project track Ressurection. My first question to him was how old he was when he started to listen to music.
Well, that would be very young age. I mean, my parents used to have a record store in Arnhem and when I was born, that was the place where I grew up. And of course, in the record store, they played every kind of music from classical Vivaldi to the Rolling Stones, from Roxy music to country and western, Dolly Parton. So at a very young age, I learned a lot of music.
Yeah. I believe your dad also was like an A&R manager for a record company?
Yes, it was a bit later when they sold the record store. He went to work in the music industry. So he became an A&R manager for CBS, quite a high position. So also in that time, I used to be very around music, even artists came to our house and he brought a lot of music to our homes. We had actually such a wall like yours, but then with records, we had everything and we played everything. So it helps develop my taste for music.
Yeah. And I think later your parents got like a music publishing company.
Yes, also they did, and that was specialized in country and western.
Yeah.
So like Dolly Parton is not strange to me.
Yeah, half nice.
Yeah.
So since I was always music, when did you start like playing music yourself?
Well, we had in our house a piano in the hallway, and it was a wooden piano, and I liked to play on it, and we actually had a radio on top of it, and I would, listen to the top 40 pop radio stations, and I would, play along with those songs. So I learned the basics, playing melodies, very simple. That was my first, how I learned to play music, but I wanted more, so I bought some chord progression books, piano learning books. So I learned those chords. I learned how to, the tone ladders. How do you say it? The scores.
Yeah.
I learned all those things about music, and that was, that was my way.
Yeah. So you're not classically trained?
No, actually not.
Yeah, so you did learn everything yourself?
Yes, I did.
Nice. So around what age did you start with producing music?
Well, that would be around 18. I had a friend in my classroom, Dennis. And Dennis had already on his 18th a home studio. And he asked me to come and look at his studio. And I said, wow, of course, I want to see that. So I came to his home. And wow, and he had a little house in the back garden, and he had keyboards, and he had a computer, and he had a mixer, and tape decks, and everything you needed to make demos or his own music, and he was actually quite good at it. He played jazz and he played blues, and actually Dennis, in a later age, had become a very good producer. He's the producer from the Vengaboys, so he did really well.
Yeah. So his name is like Dennis Hollandriese.
That's him.
I think people know him maybe like DJ Danski.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did Vengaboys. I think LSD, Nakatomi. Yeah.
But back then we were 18. It was just still a hobby for us.
Yeah. So you said you guys made some demos together.
We made some demos, and also I wanted that studio myself, So when I turned 18, my grandmother, who lived at our house, she had already recognized the passion of my passion for music. So she bought me a keyboard, Roland's W30 sampling workstation, and that's the thing. It could do not that much, You could sample like 10 seconds. And it was like 12-bit, very low quality, but still, it was the beginning for me to start making demos. And I indeed worked with Dennis on some demos, and that was the start of something.
Yeah. Ah, nice. So, do you recall your very first ever release?
Yes, I do. It was with Dennis. We made a track called Let's Have It, and we started a band called Full Effect, and of course we needed a rapper and we needed a singer, so I met Stacy. Stacy was a rapper and later known as the rapper of the pop group 24/7. But back then also, he just was a little musician. He didn't have hits or something, so I met him on a road show, which my father in his job organized, a road show which went through the land to cities, and artists could perform in the city on the stage. And Stacy was a rapper on the road show, and I met him and I said, "Hey, I have a demo. I have a demo with my friend Dennis. Would you be so kind to do the rap part on it?" And I thought, well, he would never do that. But he said, yes, of course, I would. So then we had a demo, then we had a rapper, and then we had to have a girl singer for the chorus. And Stacy's girlfriend, she was also a singer. So we had the people, we had the track, and then we had to record it. And that's what we went to do in a very luxurious studio, which we had also my dad, who was into the music world. He knew Joost de Draaier, a very known DJ in the Netherlands, and he had, the most luxurious studio in the Netherlands, the Red Bullet Studios. And, artists like the Rolling Stones, they all recorded there, if they were in the Netherlands. So we could record our demo in that studio, so it was like a dream. And we made the demo with the rapper Stacy, with the girl singer, and there was a record company, Red Bullet Music. They wanted to release it, so that was bam. Our first record. It was unbelievable. Yeah,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So did it become a hit?
No, it was quite awful, maybe even, but no, it's not awful, but it was not very professional, and it was the first tryout. I think we were 18, so but it's still it is your first, and it was special. It was a special thing to do.
So that was in 1991. So we're gonna skip a few years forward. So in the year 1996, you had like a number 4 hit in the Netherlands with a Dutch track called Moment Zonder Jou.
Yes.
By Nasty. So what can you tell about that track?
Well, on the same roadshow which went to the country, she was also an artist, and I was just I talked to those people, and I asked her, hey, I have a little studio. It was a bit bigger already, and I want to make a track with you. She was a rapper. She already had some tracks out already, but I liked her style, and I said, well, I have a track here. Maybe you could listen to it. And she said, well, that's a good track. We can finish that. And I had the track, I had the melody from a moment somebody out. She had the rapper, she had the rap, she did the rap, and she brought in the singer. She made the melody for that singer. And that was a moment somebody out. We recorded it in my bedroom back then. And, you know, in the background you could hear that dog. Still, if you play the a cappella, which I have on the tape still, you can hear our bloodhounds barking in the back. And I mean, you know, it's of course in the mix we filtered it out. But in my bedroom we recorded that song. Moments on Air.
Yeah, that became like a number 4 hit.
Yes, it is. Yes.
No, that was really nice.
Yeah.
So, what was your first trance release?
Well, that would be, I believe, 1998. And I made pop music for the first few years. And I was quite fed up with that. I went to university. I went to study law in Utrecht. And I began to go out more to the clubs, you know. In Amsterdam, we had the Escape, you had the Roxy, you had the It, very known big clubs. And I was a bit fed up with making pop music, so when I went to those clubs, I heard the dance, you know, the modern techno, trance music, and I thought, wow, I want to make this, you know. So my little studio became even bigger every year, you know. I bought some new keyboards, so it was quite a nice setup. And I thought, you know, I could make dance music. I could try. So I had this new keyboard. It was called the Roland GP8000, and it was a trance monster. It made the right sounds for trance and for dance music. And I made aquaphonic, and I used the name Nickelson because my mother always called me Nick or Nicola or Nickelson. So I had 3 names at home, and I thought, you know, Nickelson aquaphonic, that would be my first dance record. Via my publisher, we contacted Ronald Molendijk in Rotterdam. He was a very known DJ back then. And I thought, well, let's try and send it to him. And he got it in the mail. He called me up. He said, well, come to my office in Rotterdam. That was also a record store. He had a record store back. Basic Beat. And so I went there. And he said, well, Nick, he's a very direct guy. He said, Nick, this is good tech. I want to sign it. Here are the papers. Sign your signature and we're done. I said, wow, you know, that's my first record. And but the funny thing is, in the record store, Basic Beat, Tiësto was working there back then. And he also was upcoming, and he made also some releases at Basic Beat. And Ronald Molendijk said, well, you know, we need the B-side. Tiësto will do a remix for you. So I have a Tiësto remix on my aquaphonic track. Yeah.
I think these days people pay like a lot of money for it. Yeah,
exactly. I got it for free, you know. No.
Yeah. So I believe also Nick Warren picked up the track.
Yeah, actually, I think, you know, the record went in production, and Ronald Molendijk probably did some good, you know, he's
like the promotion,
and it came. Nick Warren made as a compilation today for for Global Underground. That was a very well-known series, and if you were on a Global Underground, well, that was, you know, there was a summit of compilation CDs back then, and well, he chose the track. It was on I don't know which Brazil it was. Yeah, Nick Warren.
Yeah,
Brazil, and then well, the track did quite good actually. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, also in the year 1998, you released a track called Ressurection, which came out under a project named Classified Project. For this track, you did work together with Mirko van Donderen.
Yes.
First things first, where and when did you get to meet Mirko?
Well, Mirko was just a friend in our group of friends, and I knew that he also had a studio back at his home, and he didn't make dance music still. He just had it for his hobby. I don't know. So we met a few times and we made some demos. We did some tracks here and there. And all of a sudden we came with the idea for Ressurection and we called it Classified Project. Don't know why, but sometimes, you just come up with such an artist name. And Ressurection, we recorded in my studio because I had these synthesizers, well, the GP8000 again, because of this very sharp, trancey sound, but it lacked the low end. So we used an old Roland, 106 to get the low end for the sound. And well, we played a melody. It was like 1 bar length. That was it, and it just sounded very good.
So how long did it take you to finish that track?
Not that long. I mean, it was a 1 bar loop, but the nice thing of the track is the filtering. The sound. We open the filter like a lot of trance tracks do, but we played with the filtering, we played with the decay and the release, so it gets very long and then gets very short. So within that simple structure, we actually made it quite interesting. And that was it. That was not. It might have taken 2 days.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So what equipment was used? I think you said the Roland.
Roland, 106 for the low end. The GP8000 for the more aggressive trance edge. Yeah, and then there was, just a kick drum and some very easy hi-hats. That's not more than that.
It wasn't too complicated.
No.
I did. Yeah. So do you remember hearing the track live in the club yourself for the first time?
Yeah, that was unbelievable. I mean, we had it on white label, so it was still not out. But we used to go to Amsterdam, and DJ Marcelo was playing at Chemistry. A friend of mine knew him a bit, and he pushed the white label to him. He said, well, you have to play this one because, this is very good. But it was on an evening, and he said, well, no, I cannot just play a record I don't know. So my friend said, well, okay, take it home, and maybe next week we come back, you play the song. That was quite, daring. But next week we went to the Chemistry again. Marcelo was there. My friend said, hey, you listened to your track? He said, yes, I did. Are you willing to put it on today? And he said, he didn't know. He said, well, it's not a known record. I have to maybe listen again. But all of a sudden, he plays the track. And it sounded so good in that club. And every evening, for once or maybe twice, they have a light wall in the escape back then, and they only do that, with the record of the
special track,
the special track of the evening. So you guessed it, our track came on, the lights came on, and the crowd went wild, and that was, we were there live for the first time. Our track on those speakers and those lights, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was like, okay, that's a good sign. We did something right.
We did something right.
So yeah, Ressurection came out in 1998, and the record contains 3 different versions: the Amsterdam Club mix and the original on side A.
Yeah.
Plus on the B side, we can find the Subculture Relaxation mix. But I saw a comment on Discogs that says that the Subculture Relaxation mix is actually a whole different track.
It is, and it's a very strange story also. It's on the record, it says B-side, Subculture. It is a B-side, it's a totally different track, but Sasha also picked up this track for the Global Underground, which was it?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. But the strange thing is, he picked Subculture for that compilation today, but he called it Ressurection. So there was a mix-up for the name, or he chose the wrong track, but I don't think so. We wouldn't fit in this mix. So that was a mistake by him, I guess.
So besides Marcelo and Sasha, which other DJs did support like the Ressurection release?
Quite a lot. including, of course, maybe one of the most important, Tiësto. And he put it on his Magic 3 compilation, I believe. And the thing, you know, it went viral in modern words. It went to the first position of the dance chart.
In the Dutch dance chart,
So,
number
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That was a
nice.
start for classified.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was all in 1998. Was music a full-time job for you already?
It was. I went to university in Utrecht. I studied law, and in those years, I made a lot of music. Also the pop things, but also I started making dance music, and there was always a conflict in my head. You know, I had the study book over here, and I had to study, of course, a lot. And here you had the keyboard, and I had to every day I had to choose. And most of the time I choose the keyboard. So I didn't finish the law. Actually, I went to third class. From 4 years, I went to the third. So I didn't finish. But you know, it started my music career. So hey.
So you have no regrets?
No, you have to choose in life, and no regrets.
So in 2003, Alien Recordings did re-release a track with a new remix made by you. Plus Mirko did a new remix as well. So did the label reach out to you guys with the idea for the re-release, or was this something you two came up with?
No, I came up with it myself, actually. I always have thought that the original Ressurection didn't sound that good. It was a bit old school mixing. Maybe we were even not that good at that time at mixing. I don't know. I really always had the idea I have to redo it once more time and then better, you know. And also in the new mix there's a bit more melody. So when I made more trance music, so I wanted to make this Ressurection record, but with a bit more trance influences.
Yeah.
So I decided to re-release it.
Yeah. And the label liked it straight away.
Yeah.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite memory when it comes to the release of Ressurection?
Well, what I said earlier, it was really that evening that Marcelo put it on. You know, it was such a mystery and a magical moment that a record is put on and you see the crowd just go wild on it. And you know, I didn't have that much dance records on my name back then, so that was one of the first which I really saw with my own eyes. Yeah. Okay, this is the power of music. Yeah. You know, people are getting wild on your track.
Yeah. I can imagine it's like a proud feeling because it's something you made like in your bedroom. You know, you and Mitch were there, like exactly. No one else, and now like 1,000 people are going.
Yeah,
wild.
And even a bit later in my career, something like that happened also. It was on Dance Valley main stage, and I was in the crowd, and Carl Cox was playing. And I had made a remix for Soulless, Dolphins, the track was called, the Classified Project remix. And same story, I was in the crowd, I believe 40,000 people on that hill. Carl Cox played that song, but also at 7 o'clock in the evening, just when the sun went down and the lasers started to shine for the first time. And I didn't hear it. My girlfriend said to me, "Hey Nick, this is your track, you know, this is the beat of the new remix you made last month." And I had to listen 2 times, and I said, "Well, yes," because it had a very distinctive beat. And then I heard it. I said, "Yes, this is my track," and I couldn't believe it. I mean, that the Escape was nice with Ressurection, but this was for 40,000 people. Carl Cox playing your song, that's a big deal. And I looked around and it was,
oh wow,
that's really cool.
Yeah. So you guys did some follow-up tracks such as Electrostatic Discharge and Phenomenon.
Yeah.
But after that you went solo. So what did happen?
Well, you know, sometimes after a few years you go your different ways. And Mirko he liked more techno, so he went to make techno tracks. He even got in contact with Michel de Heij, a very known techno DJ, and Jeroen Verheij from Secret Cinema. So he went that way, and I liked more trance. I liked Chicane. That was one of my inspirations to start trance. You know, the layered sounds, the melodies, the chord progressions. That was more me. So that was the logical thing to split.
Yeah. So you did several new Classified project releases on your own, plus a whole bunch of remixes. Do you think we can ever expect new Classified project music?
Oh, you never know.
Do you still have like a studio?
I still have some equipment, not a full-blown studio, but I have the equipment. And the nice thing about it, I actually stopped making music, but there's always a draw. I get drawn to that keyboard. It's there, and sometimes I think, I'm going to make something, but you need time.
Yeah.
And it hasn't come to fruition yet, but it might.
It might. Yeah. So what are you doing for like a living now? Because you don't really make music anymore.
No, I went to work in the TV business, so I make TV programs. But having been an artist and a musician is very helpful, because when you make programs, there's a lot of music in it, and every emotion you get with scenes, you can enhance that with music or sound effects. So there's a connection between those worlds. And first I only made the music, and now I also do the pictures with it.
Yeah. So this one is especially for the Dutchies. Because you've been working on the award-winning Dutch TV program Wie Is De Mol for many years.
Yes.
So can you explain what you exactly did for the show?
Well, I'm a video editor. So the video editor makes, from all the pictures shot and the scripts written, they throw it over the fence into the montage room and the video editing room, and I actually make the program. So it's like hundreds of hours of material. You have a script, and then I go, with the computer. It's actually quite the same as making music. You have a sequencer, you have little blocks, you have to, pull the blocks and repeat them, or, cut them, or so there's a similarity between that. So I'm quite good with computers and doing some shuffling of blocks. So, now I do it with pictures. And at the end of the day, when you see the show on TV, it's a 1 hour TV show, but we have done then like 22 days of editing for that 1 hour.
1 hour.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So how many seasons did you do for Wie Is De Mol?
I believe I did 12 years, 12 or 13 seasons. Yeah, and an extra season, maybe even 14.
Yeah. Can you remember what year they won this like really big award?
There was South Africa. It was 2013, I believe. We won the Televizier-Ring.
It's like a very prestigious Dutch TV award.
But it was quite interesting, because before we started Wie Is De Mol, it was a nice TV program. It was on the aired on the Thursday. They scored like 800,000 to 1 million viewers. And when we started, I had a very clear assignment. The director said, Nick, you are a musician, you know about music. It has to have better music. It has to be more filmic, so it has video effects. It has to be cleverer also, with hints and so. So that's the assignment we got, and we did something right, because indeed in the 2013 we won the Televizier-Ring, and the ratings went up from like 1 million to 2 to 4 million, depending on the show. So we did well.
So what are you working on right now?
Well, I just finished a documentary, because I also like to, crunch the brain and do something well, you know, human interest things. And also I work for the Formula One, the race cars at it's aired by Viaplay in the Netherlands. So of course it's a live race, but you also have a lot of content in front of the race and afterwards. It's a very big program. So that's what I do next to other TV documentaries and stuff.
So do you get to see the races sometimes as well, like live or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, and the last question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Oh man, the right thing to say is of course no, because you know all Italian viewers will kill me. But I actually like it.
Good. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Nic.
Thank you.
Good luck on everything.
Thanks.
Alright, that was it. This week's vlog, my interview with Nic Vegter and the story behind Ressurection, my classified project. Nic, thanks a lot for your time. Much appreciated. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, make sure to give this video a like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and very important, make sure to subscribe. Also make sure to click the bell button, because then you will get a notification the next time a new vlog is online. And I did 3 more interviews with Nic. The first one is going to be online in a couple of weeks from now, so stay tuned. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye.